There was a time when Jesus, Mary, and Joseph lived here, down these stairs in Bethlehem. Today, this cave is now a church called the Milk Grotto. It's likely that Mary and Joseph intended for their miracle son to be raised in Bethlehem like his ancestor, King David, and, like David, to ultimately become the King of Israel. We don't know how long they lived here, but we know that one of the world's most deplorable acts occurred in this town on the night that the Holy Family received some strange visitors. You see, this home was the destination of the Magi, who traveled from afar to pay a visit to the future king. But earlier that day, the Magi had a conversation in Jerusalem with King Herod, whose secret intention was to kill Jesus. After being with the Holy Family and being awakened by a dream, the Magi never returned to Herod, but escaped under the cover of night, both from Bethlehem and from the pages of history. To make sure that Jesus would never ascend to his own throne, Herod killed all the baby boys in Bethlehem who were less than 2 years old. It's as if these children became the first martyrs who lost their lives because of Jesus. In this chapel, there's a statue of the Holy Family who were warned in a dream to ride out of Bethlehem. Mary is mounted on the same donkey that she rode while rushing to make sure that Jesus would come into the world, not en route, but somewhere in Bethlehem. Now they were rushing out of Bethlehem on this same donkey to make sure that Jesus would not be taken soon out of the world. Why is this church called the Milk Grotto? It's because there was a legend which teaches that while Mary was feeding the baby Jesus, a drop of her milk fell onto the floor of this cave, miraculously turning all of these stones into a soft shade of white. And just like the woman with the hemorrhage who reached out to touch the hem of Jesus' garment, throughout history, many infertile women have used scrapings from this cave as a touch point for their own faith and praying to be like Mary to give birth to their own miracle baby. They would crush these scrapings to powder and put them under their pillows or mix it with water. Well, the story goes on. As the walls of this cave are filled with white stones, the walls of this church office are filled with hundreds of testimony letters, many from infertile couples who credit their visit to the Milk Grotto as God's answer to their prayers. This should not surprise anyone, since right above this cave, there are nuns praying in shifts 24 hours a day in a perpetual vigil of adoration. And isn't it divine poetry that after many babies were killed in this place, God would build a church where hundreds of babies would be the result of this place? It's obvious that the Lord has redeemed Bethlehem from once having a reputation of death to now being a fertile garden of life, from a place where Satan once deprived families of their children to a place where God has never stopped blessing families with children. And that is why the Milk Grotto is known today as the Faith Center of Bethlehem.